The firelight danced across her face, casting sharp, jagged shadows as her screams tore through the cedar trees. I tightened the rope around her wrists, feeling it dig into her skin. "Say it," I growled, my voice as cold as the steel knife tucked in my belt. She spat blood, her eyes blazing with defiance. "Go to hell." I leaned closer, the GoPro's red light blinking steadily, flames licking at her boots. "No, Clara," I whispered, "hell's too soft for you. You're going to confess, and the whole world will see it." When she finally broke, sobbing her crimes into the lens, I didn't smile out of revenge. This was justice, raw and searing. Want to know how it all went down? Buckle up, because this story only gets darker. It was a crisp October morning in 2024, the air thick with the scent of cedar and damp earth. Our family cabin perched on the edge of Willow Creek, a quiet haven in the Oregon foothills, its weathered logs holding 60 years of memories, laughter, secrets, and everything in between. For me, it was a refuge from the grind. For my nephew Ethan, a lanky 15-year-old gripping a bag of marshmallows, it was an escape from screens and city noise. His grin was wide as the fire sparked to life, orange flames curling around the kindling like a promise kept. "Uncle Jake, think I can roast these without torching them?" he asked, waving a marshmallow skewer like a prize. I slid a mug of coffee into my hands, the steam curling in the chill. "Rule 1, kid, patience tames the flame." We had a rhythm here mornings by the creek casting trout lines, the steady thwack of an axe splitting logs, and conversations that flowed slow like the smoke drifting skyward. Ethan's laugh was free, the kind kids have when the world hasn't yet boxed them in. But even in that perfect moment, something gnawed at me, a faint unease beneath the calm. Willow Creek wasn't the wild sanctuary it used to be. Not because of loggers or hikers, but something pettier, sharper. The Homeowners Association, a small empire of nosy neighbors armed with rulebooks and smug superiority, had crept into these woods. I'd heard their murmurs about standards and compliance, their letters citing violations like scripture. I brushed it off, thinking reason would hold the line. Out here, logic should reign, right? Then Ethan's laugh rang out, bright and unfiltered, carrying across the gravel path to the rose bushes guarding our neighbor's porch. I didn't know it yet, but that sound was a spark. Someone hidden behind those manicured hedges and HOA bylaws heard it and decided it was a crime. And when they came for us, clipboard in hand, they had no idea who I was or what I'd do to protect the kid waving that marshmallow skewer like it was his birthright. The first warning came not as a storm, but as a voice sharp enough to slice through cedar. "Young man, extinguish that fire now." Ethan froze, his skewer trembling. I stepped onto the porch, coffee in hand, scanning for the source. There she was, Clara Wentworth, in a neon tracksuit bright enough to blind, clutching a clipboard like a weapon. Her face was set in righteous fury, the self-crowned queen of Willow Creek Estates. Her voice cracked across the clearing. "Unsupervised minor, unauthorized fire, violation of Section 12C. She flipped through her papers with the frenzy of a general rallying troops. Ethan stammered, "Ma'am, my uncle's right here. Don't talk back," she snapped, her finger jabbing like a dart. "Where are your parents? Are you even allowed here? This is reckless endangerment." Her phone was out now, snapping photos like Ethan was a fugitive, the fire pit a crime scene. Curtains twitched in neighboring cabins, eyes hungry for drama. I set my mug down, slow and deliberate, and walked toward her. "Morning, Clara. Something I can help you with." Her eyes narrowed to slits. "You can help by putting out that fire and registering this child with the HOA Safety Committee." I almost laughed. Instead, my voice dropped low, the kind lawyers use before they strike. "This cabin's been ours since 1964, Clara. Your HOA didn't exist. Your rules stop at that gravel path." She didn't flinch. Her lips curled into something like a smile, her eyes glinting with a zeal that burned hotter than reason. "We'll see," she hissed, storming off. The air felt heavier, charged with the promise of a fight. The next morning, I found under my truck's wiper a 5-page notice of violation, Clara's venom scrawled in bold. Unauthorized minor, failure to register. Submit Form 9A within 72 hours or face penalties. Form 9, it demanded Ethan's vaccination records, 3 character references, and proof of insurance for a kid roasting marshmallows. By noon, another letter arrived, citing excessive noise because Ethan's laugh at 9:30 p.m. broke the HOA's sacred quiet hours. Tuesday brought a warning for unsanctioned activities because whittling a stick was, in Clara's world, a threat to civilization. Each letter dripped with arrogance, and I could picture her hunched over that clipboard, drunk on her tiny throne. Then Thursday hit. Ethan burst into the cabin, face flushed. "Uncle Jake, there's a woman outside with a pole." I stepped out to find Clara, bold as brass, in my yard, wielding a selfie stick taped to a painter's pole, filming through my window. "Put that down," I snapped. She didn't blink. "I'm conducting a welfare check. That boy's undocumented." My voice cut like a blade. "You're trespassing and recording a minor without consent. That's 2 felonies, Clara. Want a third?" Her smirk faltered, but only for a moment. "We'll see what the sheriff says," she spat, retreating with muddy boots and a venomous glare. This wasn't pettiness anymore. It was war. Friday dawned quiet. The kind of morning that tricks you into believing the world is still good. I left Ethan by the fire pit with one rule. Keep the flames low, hose nearby. He nodded, serious as a soldier. I was checking traps 10 minutes into the trail when his scream ripped through the woods raw. Terrified, I sprinted back, heart hammering, boots pounding earth. There was Clara on my property, her fists knotted in Ethan's jacket. His phone lay shattered in the dirt, her heel grinding it to pieces. A red welt bloomed on his cheek where her hand had struck. My nephew, my blood, looked at me with wet, wide eyes, clutching a skewer like a lifeline. "What the hell are you doing?" My voice was a gunshot. Clara sneered. He was streaming lies about the HOA. She yanked his arm, making him cry out. "Let him go," I said low and lethal. She laughed. "Or what? You'll cite a bylaw." That was the line. Seeing her fingers dig into his jacket, his face crumple, something inside me snapped. I stepped closer, voice a whisper of steel. "Clara, let him go, or you'll beg for a citation instead of what's coming." Her grip tightened. That was her mistake. In one motion, I yanked Ethan free, shoving him behind me. Clara's clipboard hit the dirt. I grabbed the rope from the woodpile, cinching her wrists with a precision born of fury. She kicked, cursed, spat threats, but she wasn't stronger than me. "Stop resisting," I hissed, dragging her toward the fire pit. The flames roared, heat kissing her face. I flicked on a GoPro. "Smile, Clara. Your HOA buddies will love this." Her voice cracked with panic. "What are you doing?" "Setting the record straight. Say what you did, or this fire gets hungrier." Sparks popped. She swallowed, sweat beading. "I hit him. I trespassed." Her scream tore through the clearing. "I killed the recording." "Good. Now everyone knows what you are." The fire painted her face in jagged orange, and for the first time, she looked small, powerless, burning in her own arrogance. Tires crunched gravel. Blue lights flashed. Clara's lips curled into a venomous smile. "You're done," she spat. "Assault, restraint and joy prison." I didn't answer. The deputy climbing out was Tom Rivera, a friend I'd coached through zoning laws years back. "Jake, what's going on?" His eyes flicked to Clara, trussed near the fire, and hardened. She lunged, rope straining. "Arrest him." He attacked me. I stepped forward, GoPro in hand. "Tom, watch this first." The footage played Clara grabbing Ethan, striking him, snarling threats. Tom's jaw tightened. "You got more." I handed him screenshots, statutes, proof the cabin predated the HOA. Ordinance 17B, grandfather clause. I wrote it. Tom turned to Clara. "Ma'am, HOA rules don't apply here." Her face paled. "That's not true." I cut in, phone out, statute glowing. False report, harassment, assault on a minor. Wanting to keep going, Tom's hand hovered over his cuffs. "Jake, you pressing charges?" I nodded. "Damn right." Clara's war didn't end there. From the patrol car, She spewed lies across HOA chats, painting me as the villain. I didn't flinch. I spent 2 days building a case every citation, email, and clip of her drone hovering over my land. Monday, I walked into the county office with a briefcase heavy as vengeance. The clerk, Ellie, whistled. "Jake, this isn't paperwork. It's a guillotine." I filed with the oversight board, stacking evidence like bricks. Neighbors came forward. Clara had fined one for a too cheerful mailbox, another for a birdhouse disrupting wildlife. Their affidavits were my arsenal. Tuesday's hearing was a slaughter. Clara strutted in, armed with binders and a laser pointer, preaching community safety. I countered with the GoPro footage, her confession echoing in the sterile room. The board's silence was deafening. Unanimous. Guilty. Fined $4,000. Banned from HOA leadership for 7 years. Clara sagged, mascara streaking like defeat's war paint. The fallout was electric. Her confession went viral, dubbed HOA Tyrant's Meltdown. By Wednesday, the county passed Ordinance 19C, my words carved into law, gutting the HOA's power. They called it Clara's Law, a bitter twist. I saw her one last time, hauling boxes from the HOA office, her eyes hollow. "You think you've won?" she hissed. I stepped close. "You humiliated yourself." I just made sure the world saw. Her box hit the curb like a broken crown. That night, Ethan and I sat by the fire, its glow soft now. "Did we win, Uncle Jake?" I looked at the stars. "No, kid. We did better. We showed them what justice looks like. This wasn't just about a fire pit or a weekend. It was about power unchecked, about rules twisted for ego. Clara thought her clipboard made her a queen, but authority without accountability is tyranny with a better letterhead. Life keeps teaching us. If you don't fight bullies, they grow. So, tell me, have you ever faced a Clara, someone who tried to crush your spirit with rules or power? Did you fight back, or did you let them win? Drop your story below, and let's start a fire. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell because the next story might just burn hotter. Share this with someone who needs to know no tyrant gets the last word. Stay fierce.